Alright folks, hello and welcome back to Downstage Gaming. I'm your host Josh, and this is part 9 of our Let's Play of Long Live the Queen. And last time, we had made our way back to the end with Lumen skills in hand, but it wasn't quite enough. we reached a stumbling block, but I have a plan. Something that I didn't consider last time. First of all, I did learn some basic things about skills. I got a comment that was very helpful about learning some stuff, and I looked up some basic things about some of the rules of how this stuff works. So, one of the things that I thought is that, first of all, it might not necessarily be necessary to get all of these up to 100. I mean, I did it because I thought, it'd probably be good, and probably having it up to 100 would mean that we would surely pass these tests, not thinking that there would be other tests, which obviously there were. So, I still want to boost, like, the 29 up, and probably the 57 up. I read somewhere that, like, 60 is often a good benchmark, so I kind of want to boost those two up. Then, at that ending bit, there's two different tests we can take. We could take a weapons and with the swords, and I believe, reflexes test, and for that, I mean, it's going to be difficult. The bonus on weapons is not great. Bonus on agility is okay, but it's gonna be tough to get both of those to whatever score it needs, especially if it needs both high. But we have another choice that I for whatever reason, didn't choose to focus on at the end of my last time, which is decoration. Now, decoration is already at 34, has a bonus of 1.03, which is a lot better than our bonuses over here. Plus, when we could do, like, swords, at a certain point we cap out unless we get archery and polearms up to 25. Same thing with our agility scores. It's going to cap out at a certain point until we get these other ones to 25. I believe caps out at 50 is what we learn. So, again, expression, we have all of these up to 34 right now, meaning we should be able to focus solely on decoration. So, here's the plan. For this first bit, I want to get resist magic and wield magic up a bit, at the very least. Because I worry that we need those up at least a bit. If this plan hinges on, like, one day of studying, then we can change it. But this is what we're gonna do for now. So wield magic, resist magic, here we go. Alright. So we get wield magic up to past 60, all the way to 80. That sounds pretty good. Resist magic, that gets up to 52. I would probably like at least one more of that, but let's focus for the moment on... save it for later. Don't want to eat the poison chocolates. And we're gonna just stay willful. I could look up the mood thing, but I think we're gonna be okay with that 1.0 bonus and doubling up on decoration each day. Like, let's see how that works for just one day here. So that's an expression, decoration, decoration. So yeah, already one brings us up to 50, and we're doing 2 in a day, so that's gonna bring us up to 70-ish? Yeah, very nearly. Okay. You experiment... sorry, I forgot we haven't done this before. I missed the last one. I apologize. You experiment with wax, learning both to build up small amounts and shape them together, and to carve out patterns from larger wax, and to carve out patterns from larger wax blocks... I understand. And to carve out patterns from larger wax blocks to find the shapes already inside. We're really doing well today. My brain is really working, really firing on all cylinders. Alright, so we're not going to participate in the tournament. And I will say, I know that there are other paths that I can be taking here, but I am so obsessed after coming this far seeing this particular path through that I really want to do this first, and then we can get a little wild in our next run here, which hopefully is coming up soon. All right, so visit the treasury again. We're staying willful, keeping the course. All right, so we need 2 more in decoration now. So stick in the path here. Okay, so you experiment with fashion, trying on different outfits and watching as others do the same, learning how clothing can enhance or diminish certain physical features or give the impression of youth or age. You practice all the techniques of needlework, from simple mending to dressmaking and embroidery. Is this already it? Oh my god! Yes! Okay, you practice designing beautiful outfits from the first scrap of fabric to the last finishing touch of jewelry. You practice painting miniature portraits, capturing, and in some cases enhancing, each subject's unique beauty. Alright, Queen of Decoration, here we go. Okay, Daddy wants to talk to us. We're getting invaded. Let's recruit some soldiers, even though it's not really going to make the difference. We're going to stay in the capital. Okay. Stay in Willful. Now, we're 100 decorations. So surely we should pass that test. So now let's come back down to Lumen. Definitely get a resist magic in there again. And maybe a sense magic for now. So, sense magic and resist magic. Okay. Okay, learn to detect the... Yeah, we know this. We've done this before. Okay. Get that up to 70, very nearly 80 for resist magic. Okay, so Warden go well. I can't remember if we have one more day or not. Or if this is the last bit. We'll see. Okay. So if this is the last bit, let's do resist and wield. Those seem like the most important anyways. So bring that down to wield. Here we go. That's got to get up to 100, right? Yeah. Okay. Queen of wielding magic. And Queen of resisting magic. Perfect. This seems great. This seems ideal. Okay. So, we're gonna meet with the diplomats. So this is the last day then, yeah. So we meet with old bad boy here. We're gonna accept his terms. Accept the duel. So our magic gets us to this point. Now, time to give him the old razzle dazzle. Drawing on your knowledge of design and your control over light, you surround yourself with strands of rainbow color which flow over and around your image. But that's only the beginning. Once you're in the cover of this prismatic shield, you can create a false image of yourself and step invisibly aside. The strain of keeping up the illusion of yourself responding to Togami's attacks is high. You can't keep this up for long. You have to end it now. Stepping up as close behind him as you dare to limit the time and space as he has to react, you raise your hand and force out a high-speed disc of solid light. It drives into his neck, killing him instantly. You have won. No compliments from Daddy or Juliana? Okay, we can... No, okay, well... I guess let's become less willful then. I don't know what's next now. So that would be yielding, yeah. So let's attend court now after the duel. Okay, so now we're what? We're sad. We're depressed. Fair enough. Well, we got a good bonus here in history then. I suppose let's take advantage of that and finish off our Novadin foreign affairs. Why not? I assumed this would pretty much be it. Let's see. I should save. Right? Right? I should save. There we go. Okay. But sure, let's go ahead and do this. Alright, until about 600 years ago, the capital of Nova was on the shores of Cathri Lake in southern Calaris. After that became uninhabitable, a new capital was built here on Lampsey Island. It was the chaos of that period which triggered the eventual collapse of the Empire. The most famous ruler of ancient Nova was King Latimer. According to the history text, he began the policy of gathering light, which led to the predominance of the Empire. Unfortunately, the texts don't explain what exactly that policy was. There's a reference, but that volume is missing. I suspect dad play. The island domain of Malini was once a small outpost of the Novan Empire, but was simply forgotten about in the chaos 600 years ago. They were so pleased to have gained their independence without violence that they have remained a strong trade partner to this day. You learned that in the decline of the Novan Empire, slave raiders from Orcus terrorized the western coastline until your paternal great-grandfather, then Duke of Calaris, led a fleet to their capital and came back with most of their treasury. Okay. Once you defeated the King of Shanji in a duel, the invasion was meant to be over. In practice, it is not quite so easy to expel a foreign army from your lands, particularly when their leadership is falling apart. Uh-oh. The remaining Shajin generals seem surprisingly eager to go home and left without a fuss. Okay, good. But a large number of soldiers have broken ranks and run amok, looting and pillaging their way through Nova just for fun. A number of royal holdings have been damaged and valuables stolen. Not only do you lose them, but you have to pay for the repairs. Luckily, the Duke of Sedna has finally sent some reinforcements. Thank God! Come on, hubby, to your aid. The patrols are small in number, but much fresher than your own troops, and the mere sight of them is enough to strike fear into the hearts of the renegades. When Togami died, he left behind a crystal, a mauve lumen crystal with glimmers of pink where it catches the light. Such a pretty bauble from such an ugly event. I don't know, he's pretty handsome, I thought. Since Nova won the duel, this crystal is now your rightful prize, but you have no idea what to do with it. Dominate the world, obviously. For now, you lock it away in the royal treasury. This definitely has me worried. Again, I just kind of seek for us to become a less willful now. So sure, let's stay depressed and also become less willful here. All right, so what else can we get now? I just don't know what's gonna happen next. Is one of the big things. We still have a pretty good bonus in military. I'm a little worried about the whole thing going on there, but I feel like that's pretty much over now based on what it just told me. I guess let's learn about animals. You know, why not? So let's learn about some horses. Let's learn about some dogs. You know what I mean? It's time to relax. Time to hit the hay. Learn how to mount and dismount a horse, first with a boost and then from the ground. Learn how to handle the reins and guide a horse around the field. Ah, we can hunt. Don't particularly want to do that, but you practice working with trained dogs in a small area, telling them to stay, search, and fetch. You choose a young puppy and begin raising him to respond to you over all others. That's right. I am your leader, puppy. Time has slipped by you so quickly. Only 2 weeks remain before your birthday celebration and your official coronation as queen. Have you done enough to build a stable Nova? God, I hope so. It is traditional for the palace to provide entertainment and refreshment for the common people when a new monarch is crowned. It is a rare opportunity for the poor of the land to dine like nobles. The size and scope of any such feast depends on what expense the royal treasury is willing to bear. We lowered taxes this time, didn't we? And the war can't have been great. I mean, we're definitely not doing an extravagant feast, right? There's no way we've earned that. But a respectable feast? A respectable, come on, respectable feast. I'm sure we can afford to give everyone in the city some bread and sausage and a bit of cake. Or, hopefully. Okay, we could become afraid and depressed. Yeah, that's what hunting does for me, too. Let's see. Let's become more cheerful. Is there anything that raises our cheerful more than one? Doesn't look like it. Okay, then let's... sure, let's play with toys. Okay, so that puts us about there. Okay. Well, given what we just heard, might be a good idea to get more expression stuff up. We might have tried conversation, but that's at a -2 still. So let's try expression. Let's get instrument voice up, because maybe that'll be useful for this little feasty feast. So, we want instrument, and we want voice. Sounds good. Practice major and minor scales, the keyboard of a pianoforte. You study musical notation and begin to play familiar songs by sight on the pianoforte. You practice complex runs, trills, and transposition on the pianoforte. Really big fan of the pianoforte. You learn the sol fa system, a way of expressing a tune where each note is represented by a different syllable. You practice standing in the correct posture and singing scales to improve your pitch and tone. It's all about the stomach, the breath from the stomach. You work through exercises in dynamics, going from soft to loud and back again, and agility, singing rapid sequences of notes. The castle is buzzing with preparations for your upcoming coronation. Ministers press you with details for your favorite colors and flowers and so on. You are happy to collaborate with the designers to ensure you are shown off to the best possible effect. You are still so young, after all. Good design will help a lot in making you look like a queen. Others are more interested in the subject of your marriage. It can't take place until you are of age, of course, and considering all the preparations, and the need to recover from the coronation, not for much longer than that. Still, it doesn't stop people from buzzing around full of ideas. We're already engaged, you fools. Well, since we're doing what we're doing, I kind of want to stay depressed, just to max those bits out. Let's see. So let's attend a service. Attend service in the Castle Grove, and the peace of the ritual calm our heart. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. What happened here? Oh. Okay, we must have cheered up more than I thought we did. That's fine, our expression is still good. Alright, so let's continue doing instrument and voice then. Yeah. Let's do it. You practice the transverse flute, learning how to form a beautiful tone by blowing across the mouthpiece. You practice the hot boys. The hot boys. Learning to apply pressure with your lips to control the vibrations of the double reed. I'm probably hautbois? Hautbois? I don't know. You sing familiar songs in a chorale, focusing on pronunciation and staggered breathing. You and your teacher practice singing in harmony, feeling the way that notes interact and pulse when not quite in line. At this time last year, you were celebrating your 14th birthday. You were in the school garden, surrounded by your friends. A teacher brought you tea and cakes, while a wealthy merchant's son wove a crown of flowers for your head. It didn't matter so much that you were a princess then. Your title was something for the future. Many of your peers would be duchesses or earls or the like someday, but not then. You were children. Your parents could not attend on the actual day, but they did send wonderful gifts, some for you, some for you to share. And a week later, they came for a visit, and your mother took you with her through the countryside in a splendid carriage. It was the last time you would ever see her. You wonder if, wherever she is, she can see you now. You're 15 years old, a legal adult. Bit young for that. You have worked and studied and suffered and prepared, and now the time has come. You kneel before the priestess, barely hearing her words as she recites the blessings. She calls upon the gods to deliver peace, wisdom, and prosperity to you, and through you, to all of Nova. And then she calls upon you for your oath of rulership. Will you guide and govern and protect your people to the best of your ability, according to law and custom? I will. Will you, to the best of your power, uphold the ideals of love, honor, justice, and mercy? I will. Lords and ladies assembled, I present to you your undoubted queen, who has sworn you her loyalty. You who have come to give homage, will you do the same? One at a time, the head of each duchy approaches your throne and kneels to swear his or her service to you and your heirs. People of Nova, I give you Elodie, daughter of Fidelia, your true sovereign. What say you all? Long live the queen! Long live the queen! Long live the queen! Thank you, I will. I will hopefully live quite a bit longer than previous times. Yay, heart. The following year, Elodie... Okay, that's the beginning of that song. Very much sounded like this bit. Bum, 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 bum. What is that? Sounds like some song that I know, but I don't know what it is. Anyways, the following year, Elodie and Talaris were married in a ceremony that threatened to rival her coronation for pomp and splendor. Talaris brought with him a gift of fine white horses and encouraged his young wife to amuse herself. Hey, listen, we're okay with horses. to amuse herself while he enjoyed his new place in Novan politics. He was clearly in no hurry to provide an heir to the throne, I bet. Once his daughter was secure on her throne, Jocelyn returned to his birthplace to focus on his duties as Duke of Caloris. He soon became engaged to the Countess Serin. Okay, great. The subject of magic and lumens remained a slightly uncomfortable one for the citizens of Nova. Perfectly fine for the Queen, who had inherited it by divine right, but not something that other people should be aspiring towards. Look at all the terrible things that happened when the power fell into the wrong hands. An openly acknowledged lumen, Juliana, Duchess of Ursul, was met with public suspicion whenever she journeyed outside of her duchy. At times, that suspicion was accompanied with thrown vegetables. It did not matter that LD supported her fully as a member of the noble court. It only led to the commoners to whisper that Juliana was a bad influence on their queen. Look at these dumb faces. After the failed invasion, relations with Shangia remained tense. First came the reclamations and demands from the Queen of Shangia, devastated by the death of her husband, which LD ignored. Next came the subtler approaches, the quiet gratitude and offers for alliances from ministers who were thrilled to see Togami gone. LD ignored those also, which was just as well, since the next thing to arrive was the preserved head of one of those traitorous ministers sent by the Queen of Shangia as a warning. There was no sign of war in the immediate future, but there was not likely to be alliance either. LD's studies of history revealed previously glossed over facts from Nova's past, such as why the Novan Empire only blossomed after the fall of Borealis. The old Lumen warlords were forced to flee to more fertile ground after their constant squabbling damaged their homeland beyond repair. That also explained why, from the beginning, magic in Nova was viewed with caution, but as memory faded, caution did as well, leading to a cycle of magical destruction that waxed and waned over the centuries. LD vowed to improve the state of Novan education so that important lessons would not be so easily forgotten. That's right, we're a ruler who cares about education. And thus, Queen LD's legacy stretched into the future. Alright, well thank you Hanako Games / Spiky Caterpillar. Thank you Kanazuki and Piero Lunaire. That's pretty good, I like that. Thanks Izumi, thanks Jeff, thanks Miles, thanks Melkor, thanks Sveva, I'm sorry. Thanks Hetiru, thanks Design Farah, thanks Obsidian Dawn. Alright, so we did it folks. At long last, the queen lived long. So, with that, here's my thought. There was a part of me that thought if we actually managed to do this, that we might end it here. Hearing that there is more, there's quite a bit of things that we haven't seen. I'm willing to, I want to come back and I kind of want to just play around, right? I kind of want to just try a lot of different choices and maybe see some things that we haven't seen. I'm probably not going to work terribly hard to get an ending like the one we just got. But I do want to try different things. So, we'll probably play around for a little bit, but I can guarantee you we are not going to get like 100% of all of these things. It's just not going to happen. So join me next time as we do a little bit of play and see what we can find. Until then, folks, this has been Downstage Gaming. I've been your host, Josh, and I will catch you all next time.